Um, okay, so like yesterday I low-key felt super condemned because like someone was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like you have the broken wing syndrome." And I was like, "What the like okay, God calls me to pastor lost sheep." So yeah, like I deal with very broken people and like hurting people. And it's like, no, I know that it's not my responsibility to fix anyone. But those are the types of people God leads me to. So what am I supposed to do? Like just sit there and be like, okay, I don't care about you. Like, I care and I know it's not my responsibility to fix anyone. And that's what I'm learning too. But it's like at the same time, like I don't just sit in my house in a gated community and I don't just sit there and be like, oh well, you know what? I don't care about anyone else. And it's like what I've learned is yeah, people will always have something to say and be like, "You know what? I just feel like you attract, like, broken people. You just wanna fix broken people," and it's like, well, like, those are the people that God leads me to. What am I supposed to do? Like, be with people who have no problems? Like, if you have no friends, yeah, maybe, like, you won't be surrounded with anyone who has anything going on, but, like, if you're dealing with people in general, people have issues. So it's just annoying, and then another thing is, like, I just had someone, because I made this okay, Instagram and YouTube, it's for expression, right? And it's, like, weird because people will take it literally, so I made a video where I was saying, um, like, when you call an Uber driver and he's cute, you're like, "Oh my gosh," and this guy was just, like, low-key saying, like, "Oh my gosh, like, Uber rides are not for dating, it's for rides," and I'm like, yeah. Well, guess what? I have met couples that married. They met on Uber. So, like, don't limit your possibilities. Don't limit your opportunities. Like, God can bring whoever He wants through whatever. So, it's like if you meet your soulmate and he's your Uber driver, so be it. Like, that's great. Great for you. Great on you. Right. And this guy was just saying, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, first of all, and then, my voice kind of raised, and I was like, "First of all, you're not my boyfriend. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want." And the more I said it, the better I felt. And I was like, "Yeah, you need to speak up for yourself." Like people who literally they're not your close friend and they always have something to say. And it's like, you can't let that stop you. Like, people are like, my opinion is, I feel like you should do this. It's like, you're not my parent, you're not my boyfriend, you're not my best friend. Like, excuse me, like, you're literally someone I don't even really talk to. And everyone has something to say about something that you're doing with your life. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you can't let that bother you, you know? Because if you did, you literally wouldn't live your life. Like I said, right? I met someone who was like, um, I was a counselor, I was a marriage counselor, and I just feel like you have like the broken wing syndrome. So, me being paranoid, I Googled what is broken wing syndrome. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm attracting narcissists? Oh my gosh. Like, and I was just like, literally got paranoid. I was like, oh my gosh, like, is there something wrong with me? Oh my gosh, it's my fault that like these people treat me this way and like oh my gosh and there has been in the past like truth about that where it's like okay, someone was narcissistic and they basically like kind of like they manipulated my kindness, right? So they were like, "Oh, like, oh, I'm so depressed." So me being very kind and helpful, I was like, "Let me pray for you. Like, let me comfort you." And like he was honestly just like using me for my kindness. When in fact like my feelings were involved romantically. Anyways, long story short, I had to cut him out. I was like, "Look, you're an asshole and like I'm not doing this." But like I said, when that guy was like, "Oh, you have broken wing syndrome," I honestly started to doubt my decisions, and I started to, like, doubt like my heart, even my heart and what God was telling me, because it's like what your heart tells you, sometimes it doesn't make sense. And you can't hyper analyze every decision you make in your life. Like you can't be like, "Oh gosh, like, huh, what should I do? Is this the right thing or the wrong thing?" Sometimes just need to go for it and see what happens. And like if you get hurt, honestly, get back up, because life isn't about sitting on your couch and going, "Oh my gosh, like what's the eight ball tell me? Like, should I do this? Should I not do this?" You just need to fucking live, make that decision, go for it. If you're not into it, if you're not into that person, you're not into that job, you're not into that path, you're not into that opportunity, then just like walk away. Like you can change paths in any moment, but like don't sit there and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so scared to get hurt. I'm scared of narcissists. I'm scared of, being codependent. I'm scared of all these like therapy and psychology terms," which they're great. I get it. But like I'm not going to sit there and read a bunch of articles and be like condemning myself for like being codependent or whatever. It's like if I learn that through relationships and friendships, cool. I learned that like, hey, these are my boundaries. But I'm not going to like live every day in fear. Like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so scared to be codependent." Like, "Oh my god." Like, "Oh my god, I got hurt yesterday, so like I'm not gonna live my life today. I'm gonna like sit in a corner and be like scared." It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, hell no, you know? Thank you. So like I just feel like I've I see a therapist sometimes or I talk to her. Um, but like what I've learned is like sometimes like if you talk about how you feel all the time, what happens is like you get to a point where you're like a caterpillar and you're like, which way should I go? Which way should I go? And you kind of like freak out because you're constantly like analyzing your decisions instead of just living, because you're like, because okay, say like you tell your problems to a friend and they're like, well, I feel like you should like I feel like you just like attract bad luck or something. Or, "Oh my gosh, like you like I feel like, you know, it's your fault." Or like they say something to like condemn you and you're like, "It's not my fault." Like that person is like that. That has nothing to do with me. And like it's like, why am I being condemned for how they are? You know what I mean? Like the person who puts themselves in a boxing ring and is boxing, they get the most judgment, because I'm actually out there putting myself out there, going on dates, meeting people. Like I'm the one on the streets like ministering, I'm the one out there. So like the people who are staying at home, they have the most to say because they're like, ugh. I'm like, dude, you never ever go on dates and you're criticizing me for the drama that I go through. It's like, bro, you know what I mean? It's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And so, like, I've just learned, like, okay, wait a minute. These people are like just at home and they're like scared to even date, or they're scared to like make friends, and they're loners and they are criticizing me for my choices or the drama that I go through with people. And it's like, yeah, yeah, someone called me. Like, I've never met him, and he asked for a ride from prison because he got a DUI. Did I go? No. But like, things happen. Like, all kinds of things have happened. I have encountered all kinds of things. I've gone to Flash before. Um, I've hitchhiked. Um, like someone didn't show up to pick me up one time for a date because he got into a car crash. Like all kinds of things happen in my life. So it's like what I've learned is it's not my fault that like things happen. I'm out there. I'm putting myself out there as a human being. I'm living my life. Things are gonna happen. And like people are like, "Oh well, I want to be like you." It's like, well, you know what? You're not me. You're not living my life. I'm living my life, and my life is a movie, and it's fabulous. And like I'm not gonna be afraid of the drama that comes with life. I'm gonna live my life. You know. So, anyways, I'm done ranting for the day. But what the lesson of the day is, like, what I'm hearing God say is, like, it's not your fault. Live your life in freedom, and, like, don't allow the naysayers to put a block in front of you to make you feel guilty, to make you feel condemned or ashamed of your decisions and, like, what happens to you in life. Like, okay, that's something that you didn't want to happen. Great. Okay, here's a new day. Here's a new hour. Here's the new second of your life. What choices are you going to make? Keep going forward. Like, don't let the little hindrances in your life stop you from living your life. Okay, cool. You went through a breakup and it hurt so bad. Okay? But like today's a new day. Guess what? There's lots of cute guys out there. There's lots of cute girls out there. There's billions of people out there. So you're gonna say, "Oh my gosh, I got rejected today," and I'm gonna like sit on my couch and just be really sad about it. No, like you get to party. All right, you get to party. You get to have fun, and you get to be loved because you're worthy of love. So like, don't sit there and feel bad for yourself because you deserve all the love in the world. You deserve to be happy. Okay, yesterday I called my guy friend, lives in Texas, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, so like I met up with someone that I used to see, and I was like really upset because I realized like I still have feelings, right?" He goes, "You know what? I just feel like you just want everything in one person, and that's not possible." You know what I told him? I told him off. I was like, "No, God has told me that I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get the husband that I want, and like you can't say nothing about it." And honestly, I was really upset and I kind of cussed at him. But it's just like I'm tired of people saying like it's not possible to find what you're looking for. That is not true. The truth is you will find what you're looking for. You will find what you're looking for. You will get what you want, and as long as you don't settle, because God has promised that to you, that God has promised the best for you. You don't have to settle for someone that is less than or that doesn't give you what you need, because God has promised that. And I am a 33-year-old who is waiting till marriage to have sex, and people ask me, is it really hard? It's not hard. It's not hard because I've never had sex, so it's not hard. It's not hard because what I want is emotional connection, spiritual connection, and then physical connection, because I've been hurt a lot in the past, even like getting physical with someone. And what I've learned is I want emotional connection. I want someone to stay. I want someone to say, "Hey, I'm here for you the long term." Long term. Like long term. Like I'm here committed to you. I love you. I'm gonna be here for you long term. I'm not just gonna use your body and toss you away like a dirty piece of tissue. No, no. You deserve someone who's gonna stay with you, who's gonna love you every single day of your life. That's what you deserve. I miss you too. And so that's it for now. All right, God bless you. Make sure to subscribe to my blog, rebekkalien.com, and my Spotify, The Bex Show, BEX Show. And yeah, God bless you. Bye. Bye. Wow.